back in them days. Good soul food like Copeland's. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? People,
Facts.
you know, that's where you met a lot of hustlers at, because you know they'd come cop, re-up, come shop, sit in Copeland's. You meet people from all over the city. You know what I'm saying? So that's how the energy in Harlem was. So me and Rel, me and Hell Rel had a battle, and I won. I won the battle, and like right after that, like a few days later, he started coming to hang on 145th Street.
Right.
Um, you remember the studio, the penthouse studio that was on 145th in Amsterdam? Remember the studio that was
Yeah, it was
upstairs?
Greg. My nigga Greg. I'm
Yep,
the first
Greg.
nigga. I'm the
Yep,
first nigga to bring Mobb Deep there.
yep.
Before
So
they was Mobb Deep, their
so
manager's name was Keisha.
yep. So me and my man Keith, we got our little couple of dollars together, because it ain't you. I'm gonna let all the artists that's watching my brother's show right now. It was not easy to get studio time back in the day, and it was very expensive. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
It ain't like now you can get a mic, a laptop, and some Pro Tools and just record in your bedroom or your living room. You have to have that $50 an hour. You have to
Right.
have that $100, and you know it was if you really like if you was Greg, if you was going to Greg and them, you was trying to step your game up, but
Facts.
you had me and Digger and Mike Boogie and all these niggas up in Uniques. That's when Uniques, remember Unique
Yeah.
Studios? That's
Yeah.
when
Downtown.
Unique Studio downtown was popping. You know, it was a whole
Facts.
vibe, and everybody and just working in there. You might be in the kitchen rolling up or eating your food, and you might see any rapper come through. So Bootsy used to have us and shit like that. So once a nigga got used to that and kind of spoiled. Nigga was like, fuck going to them little rinky dink hole in the wall studios. We gotta go to Unique and shit
Right.
like that.
Right.
But at me and Hell
Facts.
Rel, we went to Greg's studio. I
Okay.
put him on my mixtape, The Piff. Cam came through one day and I played Cam the song
Mm-hmm.
because we was rhyming off one of his instrumentals. First time he heard Hell Rel, he fell in love with Rel. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And you know, from there, Luke Abrazi made the more formal introduction with them. But Cam heard Hell Rel on my mixtape. And sometimes when he tell a story, he don't really it be like I be feeling like sometimes they try to erase me out their history. Like that's a prevalent part of you getting down with the set
And
by
and that
me
was
putting
my
you on the
point.
mixtape.
And that was my point, not to cut you off. That was my
Mm.
point of asking what was the problem, or when did a problem ever occur between you and him? Because I've never heard of none of that. And
Now
I'm
we
only
never,
asking that.
we never had me and Harrell, we spoke on the phone. I was just telling him, he said, y'all, I feel you. Like Harrell just shouted me out on like because they on a promo run for the Double Trouble album. Shout out to Jay on Harrell. They shouted me out on one of them. I think it's Bad Few. It's one of them, and he was like, I was on Unkasa CD. You know what I'm saying? Rel,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And sometimes I might be jumping the gun because sometimes you can't expect for to be in every story and stuff like that. So I take fault in that too. But
But
it just you,
nah, nah, I
you
can't
know.
let you take that type of fault, bro. And I'm just keeping it 1,000. Shout out to Hellrail. I got no gripes towards him neither. I met him before at one of his pop up shops, and Jazz O was over there. I dropped Jazz O off for him, Jay Z
Okay.
old homie, and I
Mm-hmm.
dropped him off for him because Jazz something happened with his car. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that to say, I met him before and he showed us mad love up there. But I'm only saying this to say is being on the Jimmy show on the artist to artist, it was only right that he say, hold, nah, that's still my man, my boy, my boy. If it wasn't
Mm-hmm.
for I probably wouldn't be sitting right here right now. Even
That's a
though he
fact.
might would have made moves, but we talking about right now. It was
And
only
that's the
right that
benefit.
he say.
And that's the thing that I be feeling. That's where I be feeling slighted at sometimes. Because it be
That's
like
my point. And
that's
I
just
can't
like.
let you want to be the good guy that you are, modest, and say, I might be jumping. You didn't jump the gun, and any human being say that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that to send you on a warpath. I'm just saying it's over and all that. But hopefully, in his mind, he might have got it when the cameras ended. He might have said, "Damn, I should at least shout my boy out,"
Mm-hmm.
because I don't see him with no malice for you neither.
Yeah, now it's no malice there. You know what it is, man. This industry. I came in as a street nigga because I was raised by street niggas. I was raised by y'all. I was raised by real street niggas. So we was told
Facts.
we was I was raised totally different on a whole totally different extra long. A lot of niggas took my glasses as being a weakness, but it seemed like the real niggas accepted me. You get
Exactly.
what I'm saying? So they was like, "Fuck your glasses," like niggas like you and Cat Frost like, "Fuck your glasses, nigga. You nice and you our little brother.
Facts.
Fuck that. We fuck with you cause you got the glasses, nigga. You
Yeah,
ain't even
because you
trying to
are
be
who
with
you are.
you ain't even trying to fit in with these niggas. And you
Facts.
nicer than these handsome, cute, curly haired niggas. These niggas ain't got nothing on you. And I
Facts.
and I and I and I always use my glasses as a badge of honor. I always flipped it like on some Biggie shit, black and ugly as hell. However, I stay Coochie down to the socks.
Big
You get what I'm
facts.
saying? So
Big facts.
I never gave up. Like this game is filled with egos, and real street niggas know this shit is not really built for us, but we know how to play the game.
Exactly.
Once you around niggas that really played the game in the streets, and you really getting that schooling, how to hustle, how to really indoctrinate yourself in the streets, and not get those hiccups, you gotta be around that. And you taught you like I be telling niggas my biggest flex is me never ever in my 46 years been to Rikers Island in my life, not even to visit nobody. You know what I'm saying? And that
Which
come
is a
from the
good thing.
schooling. That come from the schooling of niggas like you telling me how to move. Stop, don't be talking. Don't let no nigga know how much money you got. Don't let no
Facts.
nigga know where you putting this at. Move like this. If you going to bust a
Exactly.
move, go bust it by yourself. This, that, and the third. Don't have a bunch of niggas out when you going to take care of your business. Your business is business. We got enough time to party later. If you gotta go get that money, go handle that day and keep your mouth. Don't talk too much. Don't flash too much. Don't do this. It's a time and a place for everything. Sometimes
Exactly.
don't. Sometimes complain. Put on your Casio watch or your little G Shock. You ain't gotta bring your chain out. We know you got jewelry, nigga. We know you.
Hmm.
We know you. We raised you, nigga. We know you like us. You ain't always gotta do that. And when you got that type of tutelage coming up, you can't be nothing but great. I was around nothing but great. I'm around nothing but the shit y'all making movies and DVDs and plays and books about. I was there firsthand, so I know it. So my schooling's a little different. So I take the industry a little bit different than with these niggas. I know this shit is phony.
Yeah.
I had less problems in the streets than I did in the music business, bro.
Right. Yeah.
I niggas ain't try to start making attempts on my life and start trying to do things to me until I turned to a rapper. When I was a street nigga, niggas knew what it was. But when a nigga turned to a rapper, niggas be thinking shit sweet and all that. And
That's
sometimes you
that
gotta
was that was one of the things Loon went through. Because he did that. I need a girl. So it's like niggas thinking he was sweet, and they really didn't know he
and
got
the
the name
Chauncey
Loon.
we know,
It was a
the
Looney
Chauncey
Tune.
Hawkins we know
Facts.
beat the shit out you, all that.
Facts all day long. And
Mm-hmm.
see, in your position, it's about your character that made you win. It's
Mm-hmm.
about your brains, your wittiness that made you win. And at the end of the day, if you'd have tried to change something, that probably would have made you lose. And that's why
Yeah.
you still who you are to this day. And like I said, I've been reading comments on mad different pages, nothing but love up there.
Now
You
that's
know,
a
some
fact.
people might have said some stuff about the glasses and all that, but
Mm-hmm.
everybody entitled to their own opinion. They
Yeah,
don't understand
and
that's your
you
shield
gotta
of
have
honor.
tough skin. That's what you niggas like y'all was being around you and AZ and your brother Aaron and shit. Shout out to A double. Like you gotta have tough skin because the reason why none of these niggas can pluck ruffle my feathers. I to be around you, eat a great Jeter. You have to have tough skin because we done sent
Facts.
y'all done sent niggas out that pool hall crying from snapping. So I had to get tough
Facts.
skin. I had to learn how to snap back, nigga. You ain't gonna sit around and be no bitch. You better learn how to
Exactly.
snap back. Talk, nigga. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to you. He joke on you,
Ex-
joke back. If he can't take a joke,
exactly.
fuck him. But you have to have tough skin, and that shit was indoctrinated in me through y'all through the streets by being wise, being observant, and listening. You know what I'm saying?
Right. 'Cause,
So that's
back
why.
then,
So that's why I don't
he
look at none of this industry shit is real. I know all it is. I know a lot of this shit is for a check. I know a
yeah,
lot of niggas get ego. A lot of niggas ain't had no girls or no cars or no jewelry or nothing before they got in the rap game. We was doing that before. We the Hell Boys. Ask
been
about
doing
us.
that.
We
I
been
tell
doing
niggas
that.
that I get the flack on the internet all the time, like, yo, who you supposed to be? And I'm like, nigga, Google me, nigga. I ain't gotta tell you who I am.
Word.
We ain't gotta do all that.
The proof is in the pudding, bro. For
That's a
real.
fact.
I be telling niggas, like, somebody asked me about you, and I was like, they was like, yo, I be seeing, yo, he, you know, like Boosie, like, yo, that nigga really put it down in my term. Whoever a blogger he is or whatever he do, he from Durham, so he know you. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? So he was
right,
like, yo, I know that's your big bro and shit. And I was like, yeah, man. I I I came up under a lot of real official niggas. And by the graces of Allah, a lot of y'all are still alive. A lot of them is gone, but a lot of the significant ones like you and shout the Blackface. And I look up to my
right,
elders, bro. You know what I'm saying? I look up to the niggas that's still here, that's still
right.
teaching. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of
We
niggas,
all go through it.
you
I've
know,
been through it.
a
Niggas,
lot of
slim
niggas,
niggas growing
a lot
up.
of niggas ain't
They,
big bros or OGs. They just are old
yeah,
niggas in the way.
I was a slim nigga growing up. Everybody wanted to try the slim nigga. You know what I'm saying? Till
Mm-hmm.
they figured out it ain't nothing to
Until
play
niggas
with.
got start getting dumped on their neck and all that.
Facts. And they had to learn the hard way until niggas start hearing about that nigga Boosie for the hill. And it
Mm-hmm.
ain't no bragging right now. Ain't nobody pressed for none of that. I'm just saying we all go through it with whatever people want to laugh or joke or think something sweet about us or something, and then they find out, the hard way. And in your case, it's your talent speak for itself. A lot of niggas will fear your talent, and not only that, you got brains. You created clothing lines. You are
Mm-hmm.
good at that. You know what I'm saying? And those, a lot of people don't even have that type of talent, even when they got the money. And like
Mm-hmm.
they say, even money can't change certain people. That's just a fact of life. It ain't no disrespect to nobody. That just goes for the whole world. So with you having certain talents that's in our culture, you paved the way. And my opinion, you supposed to have been on that panel and sitting around. I get it. They pushing their album right now. But those conversations is gonna come up. How
Mm-hmm.
it all started, how it all happened. And your name got to be the first name to be mentioned. That's just
Mm-hmm.
that's just that.
And
And
yeah,
I'm listening.
it's like they always try to erase the great side of history, right? It's just like I say this, I give this analogy, right? Now, a lot of people, a lot of people are, I say, still be living in the ghost. Let's just say the ghost of Rich Porter, right? Meaning the atmosphere, the energy that people was chasing is no longer here.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying? The shit y'all used to do, the shit y'all niggas used to do, stand on the corner, have a dice game, big, y'all got big knots hanging out the discus sweats, and whatever winnings y'all niggas just won, y'all might have won 3,000, 4,000, and y'all niggas take what y'all want and throw the rest of the shit up in the air. You know what I'm saying?
facts,
Or before
facts,
niggas was drinking rose, niggas was going to get bottles of Red Star nectar. You know what I'm saying?
facts,
Nectar
facts.
Imperial. Or going to
Let's
get
keep it real. The White Star was popping
the
back
White
then.
Star too. Or
You
going to
doing something big, you go get the
the Red
Imperial
Star,
nectar.
yeah. But if you on
Facts.
your everyday, y'all just on the stoop, yeah, we got y'all, man, y'all on 723, y'all used to have the White Stars lined up, red stars, and on the real chill days, if niggas just chilling, niggas might have a little Lancers or something. Or Andre,
Right,
like niggas you ain't even have to go get you a $50, $60 bottle. We just chilling out. But that's
right,
how it was. We went from the champagne era to the 40 era to the chicken wing, where everybody ordered 14 to 20 chicken wings and everybody got their hand in the bag. You get what I'm saying?
facts.
That's how we came up. We came
Everybody
up off
gonna
the
eat.
that's a
If
fact.
you ain't got no money, I'm gonna make sure you get some money.
That's a
What can I
fact.
do so you can get some money, my nigga? Like,
Hmm.
come on. I got the team. We gonna eat. Everybody, that's just how we grew up, and that's the Harlem that we know. And that's I already know where your heart is. You always gonna bless a nigga. I just said it. Anytime I called, you was coming. And
That's
whenever,
a
when you
fact.
was at the height of the career with Dipset, and you was in the front line with them, You ain't never ever switched up ever, and that's
Yeah,
why I had to get you up here because your brother ain't gonna switch up on you.
that's a
You know,
fact.
I was worried about you. I'm hitting you up like, well,
Yeah,
hold
I
up,
know
man. Look,
every if I I be having a method to my madness because I be having to dissect shit. I take a lot in. And like one of my homegirls hit me and she said, "Yo, I love you because you wear your pain so well."
hmm,
And I had to pause like at when I was reading it at the pause and then continue reading. But she said you wear your pain so well because people don't know what you go through every day, and niggas be trying to bring hating shit to you. Niggas don't know that your little baby sister lost her leg through diabetes. They don't know your sister just got out of the hospital from kidney failure. They don't know that your mom's just getting old. They don't know that you losing people left and right. And niggas be trying to bring all type of shit out of left field, and
right,
and you still walk through the streets with your back straight, your shoulders broad, and your head up high, and people don't even be knowing the pain that you embody. And she was like, "Yo, I love you because you wear your pain well. You don't like." And I'll be like, "Yeah, niggas don't know what I go through, but they ain't supposed to." You know what I'm saying?
exactly,
I keep my head up out. Some nights I might cry. You know what I'm saying? Because of the pain that I go through. But I ain't gonna never let y'all see me sweat. I gotta stay sturdy for the family. I'm somebody's father. I have a little
right,
6-year-old daughter out here, so I gotta be
exactly.
here for her. So, and me crashing out on one of these niggas, I just give you a verbal lashing, and it ain't, niggas verbal lash niggas and be with a bunch of lies. I crucify you with the truth, straight up,
And
because
nobody, you never let nobody see you sweat,
you
cause
can't, you can't,
niggas will
you
use
can't,
that against you and think
and
something is funny
it's the niggas you do the most for that shits on you, bro.
every time,
It's the
every
ones that
time.
it's the ones that's always on your line. Like, get into it, bro. I know you want to ask me about, but for to answer your question, me and Rel, that's my brother. We ain't really not. It's misunderstandings. You know what I'm saying? That's what I
Right,
say. But
right.
that's my
And
that's my
in the heat of the moment, he probably just wasn't thinking about that at that time. So
yeah.
I'll give him that. I was just asking, you
And
know
I
what I'm
got
saying?
and I gotta give him his flowers too, because it's times where I that he did mention me. You know what I'm saying? For what
Right,
it's worth. So
right.
shout out to Hell Roll and JR
Yeah,
Ryder.
shout out to Hell JR. That's what's up.
Word.
I'm glad that we got that. You know, I just wanted to ask and for my audience so they don't get it misconstrued either.
Yeah,
You feel
now.
what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, quick question: have Jim? You heard from Jim? He reached out to you or anything?
I haven't, I haven't spoken to Jim. I haven't, nope. Like, let me tell, like, let's get to that. I'm glad you asked me that because you gonna get the real, right? Far as Capo, it's always, it's just something. It ain't like you think, you, we, and another thing that I was taught by my elders, guys like you, your brother, Wayne, rest in peace, Eat a Great,
RP.
was observe your surroundings, know your vibes, your intuition. You know when a nigga don't fuck with you. You don't need it. Don't take a rocket scientist to show a nigga don't rock with you
Right,
by his actions, the way he give you a pound, the way it just and he it's like he never really accepted me. You know what I'm saying? And I said on a show, somebody asked me my relationship with everybody from Dipset, and I said that the only one I really, really have a relation with still is Cam. Shout out to Killer, but
shout out to
Jim,
Killer.
Jim never really fucked with me, and he did things to show me that he didn't. So I've always distanced myself. Like I've never been a lap dancer, nigga. So it was like if you don't fuck with me, cool. I don't fuck with you. That's how we. That's how y'all used to teach us, nigga. What we arguing about? You ain't gotta fuck with me. I ain't gotta fuck with you. We
Right.
come from that era, and we ain't gotta be cool. And it ain't gotta be no beef. Just stay out of each other's way. We can have mutual respect, but cool.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start getting on your platforms and taking shots and you getting millions of views and you making me the butt of a joke, oh, I'm definitely gonna say because I'm not nobody's not gonna bully me. I'm not gonna
Right.
get bullied. And I I reciprocate energy. You giving me great energy, I'm gonna give you great energy. You give me
Right.
bullshit energy, I'm gonna give you bullshit energy.
Right.
Like my grandmother taught me, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So the energy you get off, that's the energy you gonna receive. And and don't feel no type of way if my energy is just a little rawer than yours, because this come from build up and frustration of not saying and being silenced for so many years. You know me, I never been insubordinate, and you heard shit. We done had conversations off camera that I told you shit
Yeah.
that's not for the camera, and you understood. But I never jumped on a rant and said fuck Dipset, fuck niggas, because it was never that. It was just like, niggas just don't know. Some niggas just don't know how to be men and communicate. Everybody be off in their ego or machismo and shit, looking down. Like nowadays, niggas is weaponizing their wealth against each other. I'm watching a bunch of niggas that starved together once they got $1 over lunch money. Now everybody enemies. Nah, y'all been enemies. That it ain't wasn't the money. Y'all been had some animosity. Y'all just had to get money to feed y'all fuel. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Right.
that's what it be. So Jim never really accepted me. It was always uh BS, bro. It was always like some like,
Well, you always kept that to yourself because I never knew that until
and I would have
I
kept
just
it to
woke up and
myself.
seen that.
I would have kept it to myself if that shot wasn't. It was like they mentioned me with a fee. I'm not gonna mention her name because she DM me. She said she wanted to keep her name clear, so I'll just say the girl. It was a girl that I used to date back in the days, and
Right.
yo Bootsy, I haven't spoken to this girl in over 2 decades. Last time I've actually seen this girl person. My little brother was 5. He's 25 now. So I haven't seen or spoken to this girl in 2 decades, and I don't mention her. So they got a quarrel with her because she's working with Max B. Let's just get it out there. Shorty over there working with Max B, and she's very successful. She's a tastemaker. She's a mover and a shaker in the music business. You know what I'm saying? Y'all everybody should know anyway. But like I said, I keep her name anonymous, but she's a
Yeah, we
mover
heard
and
her
a
name,
shaker.
no doubt.
Uh, yeah,
Respect though.
respect. She moving and a shaker, and she's over there working with Max. So they taking, little jabs at her. But when they took a jab at her, they made me a butt at the end of the joke. Why, when y'all mention my name, y'all bust out laughing? I ain't never been a fucking clown. I ain't never been
Right.
a joke.
Right. Right. And you got all right to speak up. And it like I said, Jim, my dude, man. You, my dude. It's like, damn, I'm in the middle of two people that I rock with, man.
Mm-hmm.
But me and you, we come from the mud. You know what I'm saying? Jim, when I need him for stuff, I call him. He always came, show
Mm-hmm.
love. Even he came in a snowstorm one time down here for me. So I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
always have respect for him. I can't help how he might feel towards a person. Like I said, that was never known to me. It's
And I
like
have the utmost respect for Capo. I don't have no quarrel with Jim.
I
Like
know,
I said, to me, it's always been that I was tolerated and not celebrated. And it's cool. You don't have to celebrate me, but I'm not gonna be around in your circumference of disrespect. I will not tolerate disrespect. I will not
as you shouldn't.
I will not tolerate anything standoff, especially when I'm not giving you that energy. But when you got egos and money and everybody be living in their own head, I understand. So like I said, I know I don't have a quarrel with Capo. It's just that I'm just stating facts, and it's things
Right,
that was done that I stated that like all I asked was like, yo, why you don't fuck? Why you always taking little shots and jab at me? Like it's
and it
times where,
wasn't disrespectful. That was a heartfelt conversation that you had to
mm-hmm,
him on that video. You know what I'm saying?
word,
And people could say they want to say Jim this tough, hard guy, things like that, but
man,
or sensitive. But
Jim got a
he
good
got a
heart.
good heart.
Jim, yo, bro. Despite what people may think, Jim is a beautiful person, bro.
He got a good heart.
He got a good heart, man. All them brothers has got beautiful souls, man. We like sometimes I give niggas the benefit of the doubt because we all came in the game young and we all come from nothing. And once we got $1 over lunch money, some knew how to cope with it, and some doing the pressures of getting money is different. Niggas don't understand that never got no money. You get what I'm saying?
Right,
It's a lot of
right,
niggas that never got a large substantial amount of money, so they don't know
right,
how they would act if they got money.
right,
I've been acquainted with hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars currency, and it didn't change me because I knew where I came from. I come from buying a $3 hero and giving your other man a half and getting a cup and y'all share the juice, or
right,
getting the 4 wings and fried rice, you take 2 wings, or and you take some fried rice and I take some fried rice and we gonna share this canned soda. Just don't drink.
Facts.
I drink off the straw. You can drink off the can. Shit like that. So
Right.
when you start to obtain this currency, you start to have a different outlook. Some people do, some people don't. But I always was taught, and as you as your money grow, your mind should grow. You shouldn't be thinking the same as when you was broke. You get what I'm saying? But some people let their ego overrides uh the perspective of being positive, meaning like it's just everything is egotistically what I got, what I can do, where I'm in, who I am, what I'm doing, instead
Right.
of the person that I am, what I'm helping. Like I tell niggas, you're not a boss unless you helping somebody else eat. You ain't a
Right.
boss unless you signing checks at the end of the month. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? You
Makes
you not
sense.
you can't
Oh,
be a boss with no employees.
right.
You
That's
know
a
what I'm
big
saying?
fact.
So
And
like I
and
said, I might
and
have like and you know my mom's got friends that's my age. You know what I'm saying? They be showing. I keep my moms away from the industry, but she be seeing little videos and stuff, and it be like. She be like, yo, why people feel like this? Why I be like, yo, mom, this is the industry, and this is. She said, oh, I see why you kept me away from the parties and the festivities of the industry. You was only letting me go to shit that you was controlling or you was having because if my mom's feel slated or disrespected by somebody, we moving some furniture somewhere, bro. We moving the
right.
furniture in the building. If my mom feel any type of way about any one of you niggas treated or said some shit, it's gonna be a problem. So to put caution on that, I just never invited her to none of that phony industry shit.
Right,
You
right,
know what I'm
as you
saying?
should, because she gonna read it. She gonna be able. She gonna read the room because that's an official OG, and that's what
That's a
we do.
fact.
We read the room when we walk in there, man. And then
That's a
she gonna
fact.
be straight up honest with you. And
Hmm.
then you might didn't even want to hear what she say, but she probably wouldn't understand. Don't worry, ma, I got this. I see them
And
a mile a minute. They ain't
and
doing nothing. You know
and
what I'm
like,
saying? Kill
yep,
them. It's
and
called kill them with kindness, man.
that's
That's
a
it.
fact. And
Get what you need to get.
that's a fact in the conversation I had with JR today. I'll be brief on that. We was talking and he was like, yo, I've been reading the comments because he called me and we gonna talk about girly TV and all that. But he was calling me, he asked me about this. He was like, yo, what's up? I thought that was your man and all that. I was like, man, do you know how this industry shit ain't? JR was just basically saying, yo, man, I'm reading the comments and people saying when Jim was asking us if they felt some type of way to speak on it this day. He said, "Yo, I'm at a space in my life where I don't even feel like that no more. I just want to get my bag and move. I could have said a lot of shit, how Jim treated us and stuff like that, or how we was bumping heads. But he said, yo, bro, I'm in a different space. I just got my master's back. I wasn't in that. I wasn't even in that space to even go there or to even try to make him feel some type of thing. He said I didn't go there for that, so that's why I'm in hell realm. And I told him, I said, yo, I said as a person that have a highly respectful. I said I can appreciate that because sometimes we just gotta move on, bro. Sometimes we
Right,
gotta we just gotta let some things pass. If when
right.
it don't get too crucial and too disrespectful, like, you probably done had fallouts with your blood brother, your uncle, something. But
Hmm.
we love each other, and you gotta realize that life is very short. And while we dwelling on some bullshit, one of us can pass away. So we got
Oh
to
yeah,
come to as men we got to come to we got to come to some type of means to when we go through things to get over them. You know what I'm saying? Don't hold if it ain't too crucial, man. Let's sweep that shit under the rug. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? That's
yeah,
why you got to have conversations instead of arguments.
yeah.
You know what I'm
Communication is
saying?
always the
When you
key, man.
argue, you ain't nobody gonna get their point across because we yelling and we saying the most disrespectful shit, trying to hurt each other's feelings. But if we have some conversation, we gonna get this. We gonna get to a realization that where the signals was crossed. As
Right.
men, that's what all real hustlers that was coming up in the 70s, 80s, and 90s when they had their disputes. It wasn't no internet to take it to where they took it to. A bar with a back room or a steakhouse with a back room with a curtain they closed and they delegated. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no delegation nowadays. Everybody just get on their phone and just put people's business and whatever out there. There's no more delegation. There's no more uh uh
Yeah.
being able to politic and reconcile. There's no room for reconciles. Everybody just jumps so far off the deep end. Is no and then the disrespect be so much that it's hard to reconcile. You know what I'm saying? That's why I think
Right.
that's why Jim feel the way about Max. I think the disrespect went a little too far. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
So,
I feel it.
and I
And
and
that's
I
why I
and I
always,
get it, and I get it because people can take you there, bro. People can take
yeah.
you there.
And
People
that's
can
why I
take
be
you there.
telling people like, sometimes, man, people don't need to worry about what Jim and Max got going on. And Max, Max ain't thinking about none of that. Jim not even thinking about that for that matter. But still inside, he have the right to feel how he want to feel. So I be telling people that don't worry about that. If in his heart he feel it there for his boy because they was good friends at one time, he'll
Mhm.
get over it and say, all right, what's up? Let's talk. And then that's what it'll be, man. And hopefully that does happen because I like to see all my black brothers getting along and getting some money, man. Take care of our families because we all came from nothing. And when a person come from nothing, man, listen, and you got something now. Now is not the time to act like that because everybody can easily go back to nothing, and then we gonna have to be the ones to be each other's crutches, man. And
Mhm.
if we beefing with each other, how we gonna get back? You ain't gonna be able to get back because it's gonna be harder because the people that you really love, you ain't paying them no attention. The people that you thought loved you, that you was hanging with while you popping, they gonna look at you while you down and ain't thinking about pulling you up. Cause deep inside, they probably got animosity and glad you fell off.
Yeah,
Now
that's
it's
a
time to
fact.
go back
Man,
home.
they couldn't wait till you fell off. They like I said, even like yo, bro, like I said earlier, it be the people that's the closest to you that do the foul. This just be like, yo, it be like, even with this girly TV nigga, right?
Right?
Check this out. I met gully, whatever you want to call him. We gonna call him
Hold on.
girly.
Somebody said, yo, Casa, I'm gonna keep it real. When you went down to what's his hometown?
Erie,
Algery,
PA, Erie.
Algery to that basketball game with Gully. We
Uh
was
huh.
sitting on him. Only reason we ain't do nothing to him because he was with you.
Facts. And I told him that. And I told him I done kept, but see, but this is the thing. This is the parallel from the street. Now let's get into it. Now I can talk to Big Boosie. We got all the political shit out the way.
Facts.
Let's get to the street knowledge, right?
Let's go.
I met Gully through Head Ice. Shout out to Head Ice. Head Ice said, "Yo, it's this guy. He gonna pay you for the interview. He gonna get your ticket. Where I gotta go?" He's like, "Every PA. All right, cool." I was going through some things, so a long bus ride would do me fine. Put on my
Right.
headphones, get me some snacks or book. I'm good. Go out there. I meet
It's
him.
time for bed.
I meets this guy, right?
Uh huh.
He comes pick me up at the bus station. I didn't even know how far every PA is. It was cold. It was about 2.5 feet of snow. I'm out there in Louis shoes and all that. I ain't
Yeah.
know I'm on my fly Harlem shit. I'm not dressed prepared for the weather at all. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So I go out there. He picks me up, and this is a statute of limitations on this because this happened over 13, 14 years ago. He picks me up, right?
Right.
He's supposed to be a videographer slash DVD nigga, whatever, right? He picks me up from the he picks me up from the bus station. Soon as he picks me up, he's going to bust crack licks,
Right.
right? So I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
this is really a gully TV nigga. All right, cool. I thought it was unlike me. I thought it was unprofessional to even show some nigga you doing some butt. I guess he wanted to show me how street he was. Cool. We built up this rapport. You know what I'm saying?
Uh
I
huh.
introduced them to I introduced them to the niggas I don't introduce to nobody. My brothers, the niggas that you don't know need if I got a problem, those is the niggas coming. So if it's not that type of time, you don't even need to know these niggas. But
Right.
I introduced them to my man, my brother Skibo Debo, right? My brother took a liking to him, like, yo, Gully cool, this, that, and the third. He was never, he let his ego, he let this internet shit turn him to a person. When we met him, he was just a nigga from every PA that was just trying to hustle
Get on.
and get on, right? So he would come down to New York. I would make sure he good. Come to Memorial Day weekend. Me and my boy is paying for him to come out the Memorial Day weekend in Miami. He never seen nothing like that. He never seen 900,000 people, black folks from all over the country in one spot. He never seen that. You know,
Right.
and now let's get down to the nitty gritty because nobody ain't gonna play with me, right? So I meet this guy. He meets Nipsey Hustle through me. Everywhere I'm taking him with me. He's anything he calls me for anything. Yo, you can get me a feature from this person. Yeah, I got you. Yo, you can get me an interview with this. Yo, G, this, that, and the third.
So basically, you pushing his
Exactly.
brand as well with the far as podcasting. So from the
Exactly.
bottom.
I
Wow.
took him. I took him to Miami. Had a ball. He never. Well, he was like he was mesmerized. He's never been to Miami before. And he was a grown man.
Right.
Took him to Miami. Showed him a good time. He walking up and down. Oh, he walking up and down the strip like, yo, what a McDonald's, what a Burger King got? Me and my niggas looked at this nigga like this. Burger King, McDonald's. Now let me show you how we eat while we down here.
Right.
Boosie, every bill, and this is on my daughter's soul. Every bill was over $1,200. My daiquiris was $45. Every day, at least 3 times a day, we was eating surf and turf. He was like, y'all playing 150 a plate every day, all day. Yeah, this is what
Yeah.
our
You in
food budget was like
Miami.
no lie, $5,000, $6,000. You know what I'm saying? He even say it on his platform. Yo, I was around Onion, his man Skibo. I ain't never seen young black niggas spend money like that. So don't get on here and don't get on your platform and try to down me now. I'm glad you got to say the good things about me before you got to say the bad things about me. Cause boy, me and
Right.
my little brother Skibo was literally taking pants off his ass, giving them to you. Your first pair of Robin jeans, your first pair of Pradas, everything came from my little brother. Hold on 1 second.
No doubt. What's up, y'all? Shout out to the chat, man. Make sure y'all share this, man. Hit that subscribe button if you new. Appreciate all my knowledgeable people out here, and I appreciate
So
all the comments, man. Alliance. I see you, Alliance. I'm gonna tell Under make sure he read that too, man.
right,
Tech. I see you.
right. So right? I'm taking this man everywhere. Introducing him to everybody. Niggas when he say little derogatory things about people that I know on internet and they ready to bust his head. I stop it. Like the guy in your joint said, yo, I was in the middle of Philly with all my jewelry on.
Yeah.
It could have got very dangerous. Gully told me to take my jewelry off. You know what I'm saying? He told me to take my jewelry off. You'll put in the cars while out here, but he don't even know. I had niggas already pulling up to the event from Philly. I'm well connected in these streets, so it would
Right.
never do that. But like I said, I always been a friend to Gully. Always kept it real with that man. Introducing, after we went to Miami, he's lived on he lived on my little brother couch for almost 60 days. He didn't want to leave us. He started talking like us, dressing like us, everything.
Yeah.
He got around somebody that influenced him.
Right.
Start wearing Prada, start talking like us, start wanting to smoke like us, everything. Where you get this from, G? Where you get this from?
I
Right?
was
This that
wondering how he was knowing a few New York dudes and all, like the
dude,
Haitian Jacks and all that.
yeah, cause niggas was reaching out. Like he met Haitian Jack on his own. He did some incredible shit with that. I ain't gonna never shit on a man on his accolades and stuff, but he got busy. But all that energy, that motivation came through me and my mans taking them to Miami and showing
Facts.
them what life is really about. You get what
Right.
I'm saying? Niggas ain't know
Right.
what that life was about. He ain't know about eating steak and take at Prime 112. He ain't know about that.
Right.
He don't
You
know
put that
about store.
spark in him.
He don't know. He ain't know about putting the bar on hold at Wet Willie's and every pretty woman in there could get any drink she want for about an hour and a half. That's what we was doing. And he was showing that. So when he went back to Erie, PA, he called me on FaceTime, throwing away all his clothes. He was like, "Man, G, y'all was just y'all had a fit for parties, to go swimming, and all this. I'm throwing all this shit away, G. I bet you I'm gonna have more pinks and turquoises than you. This, that, and the third. Yo, bro, how could you diss me and I birthed your style, bro?
Yeah.
Right? So let me tell you why he's going off the deep end. He's mad. He's mad because the way I reacted with the gym shit, so like I supposed to went up there and threw a whole bunch of Frank stands at Jim, this, that, and the third. So he goes on a rant on his page talking about me trying to chase because he don't do no numbers no more because his page ain't nothing but ridicule and disrespect. So his numbers done drop. So he seen me do 50 something K in 2 days. So he trying to ride my way with the drink, trying to get traction to his page. But instead of bigging me up or talking or even calling me, telling me if he had some differences or the way I posted, he goes to the net and try to kick my back in and shit on me. And niggas sent me back like, yo, I thought this was your man. He talking mad crazy about you. Why is he
Right.
doing this? But let me tell you
It's
the
crazy.
motivation. Let me tell you the motivation of what type of dude this guy is. Let me tell you the motivation behind that. You know I design clothes, big bro.
Exactly.
This man cash at me $25 to get some stones from this
Right.
place called Create on 28th Street. Shout out to Create. They got the best merch. If you want to make merch and clothing line, go to Create, right? He wanted these stones that you heat press on clothes because he seen me using them. He was like, yo, you got the jacket sparkling and all, I need some. He cashed at me $25. This place got so popular on TikTok that soon as they got stones, the big companies, the niggas with the big merchandise company, they buy all that shit in bulk. So the colors and the stones that he actually wanted was sold out. So I said, yo, bro, when I catch the stones, you gonna get them. If he felt I was taking too long, he could have simply pressed the refund button on Cash App. But he took
Mhm.
that, like I'm trying to debt him on $25. He goes there and that's his motivation behind disrespecting me on the internet is $25. Because you know how? He didn't, I knew that what the motivation came for, but he called one of my mans and told him that. Like, yo, he got me on $25, this, that, and the third. That's why I went hard on him on the internet. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. So he did that. He did that over rhinestones. Don't that sound crazy? Exactly. And I kept mad guys from cracking his head, all this, that. Like he just a he's the scum of the earth. Gully is the scum of the earth, bro. Mm-hmm. Yo, keep it down a little bit, y'all more live. Keep it down some. Yeah, I be hating that. Yeah, we was definitely at the end. We was definitely at the end one basketball game. You don't even know. All you have to do is log out and come right back in and send another link. I'll be right here. Yeah, X out and come back in.